Howdy guys, Sasquatch Prospector here. So just waiting for the flight here. Gonna go to Charlotte and then transfer in Charlotte over to the UK. And then once we're in the UK, we're gonna start doing some cool stuff. We're just doing a little show for you guys here. Like I said, it's a little bit out of the Sasquatch Prospector norm, but you know, branching out guys. So currently waiting to board on the way to Charlotte, and then once in Charlotte, I got a 2-hour layover, and then I'm gonna catch my plane to the UK. Go through all that, and then we'll be in the UK. Alrighty guys, so holy, quite a terrible time. So we're in Heathrow. That's Heathrow there. London Heathrow, 4th busiest airport in the world. Oh. Alrighty, so that was quite the flight. That was quite the trip, guys. Oh wow. So my last update was in the airport there, right, in Toronto, and then we boarded the flight to Charlotte. They told us it'd be 10 minutes to de-ice, take off. We ended up sitting there for like 30 minutes on the runway. 4 or 5 planes took off before us. It was nuts. Anyways, we left like 30 minutes late. Then when we got to Charlotte, so you gotta walk like really far to get to all the big planes, right? Like the transcontinental jets. So I basically had 2 hours, and then I ended up with just under like 5 minutes before I had to board, because basically the baggage compartment was so small that I had to like check my bag because it wouldn't fit in the top, and then once the plane landed, they unloaded the bags, passed them to you on like the loading thingy on the runway. Well, we also sat on the tarmac for a bit too when we got into Charlotte, and then the taxiing over is like the furthest possible thing. So I'll give you guys a little Sasquatch recommendation here, just because I'm doing a travel blog now. This is what the video is. This is what it's become basically now. So NPC guys, so when you're going through customs in the States, you can download this app called Mobile Passport Control, and you can pre-answer the questions and basically do everything so that when you get to the airport, you just submit it when you're at the airport, and then by the time you get to customs, there's a separate lineup of people that have done NPC, and it's kind of like Nexus, and you just skip on by, and I had about 2 people in front of me. It took me about 5 minutes to clear customs. Arrive Canada on the other side, right? So you Americans coming from the States into Canada, the same thing. Use Arrive Canada. But you can use it for both ways, right? So it's really handy to use. Saves me a ton of time, because I hate waiting in airports. I think we all do, but it's absolutely chaotic right now. It's absolutely crazy. It's been haywire ever since it started, and I'm hoping it's going to be over soon. So we're at Heathrow, busy, it's chaotic. The day before, or a couple of days before Christmas. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. Here we've got the Sasquatch Prospector, and we are in London at the Royal Observatory, 1567. So this is where they would have done latitude and longitude calculations when they were navigating under the ocean. So to figure out latitude and longitude using star measurements and stuff, right? Home of the Meridian Line. This is where time starts, guys. Sundials, oldest known device for telling time. Constructed in 1868. But it's a typical rainy London day in the afternoon. The Greenwich Mean Line, Greenwich Mean Time. So we're at the Prime Meridian Line, which basically is Sandford Fleming, Canadian Scottish engineer. He missed a train in 1876 and he had enough of it. So he decided to standardize time. 24 time zones, 15 degrees each, right? Like I was saying, this place was to study latitude and longitude. So they decided to use Greenwich because it's kind of in the center of the world, right? So the Prime Meridian centerpiece. So basically, yeah, guys, they wanted to standardize time. So this is 0.0 of time itself, right? We know it. 24-hour clock. This is where it all happened, though. This is the beginning of time itself in the current way that we understand it, right? So from here, everything is based off here. Can you see how it says alt azimuth there? That's an alt azimuth mount telescope. So there's equatorial mounted telescopes and alt azimuth mounted telescopes. This one would be an alt azimuth. The alt azimuth pavilion was completed in 1899 and named after the type of telescope originally used in the dome. Photoheliography telescope used for photographing the sun. So they photograph the sun here. And like I said, there's alt azimuth mount and equatorial based mounts. This is the remaining section of a 40-foot, 12-meter reflecting telescope built by astronomer William Herschel, who became the discoverer of Uranus in 1781. The telescope was the largest in the world and cost over £4,000, paid for by King George, completed in 1789. So this is an actual chunk of Herschel's telescope, guys. Pretty cool.
I'm sorry. Mary knows the what.
Yeah, this is the line, yeah. Yep, that's the line.
This is what I follow charging.
So this is what you're paying £18 for, right?
I think on the inside it's more like a museum. Like
Oh, yeah, no, I just wanted to see the line. Yeah, and look perfect. It's like cheap leather.
I think it's the national map.
Ordnance survey benchmark. Small plate marked measuring sea level, the height from sea level. The British imperial standards were first mounted outside the observatory main gates in 1859 to enable the public to check measures of length. The stated distance between the inner faces and two D-shaped studs. That's cool. It's one of the world's first public time signals. It was installed in 1833 to enable navigators on ships in the Thames to check their marine chronometers. The time ball drops daily at 1300 GMT in the winter and BST in the summer. It's raised halfway up the mast at 12.55 as a preparatory signal. And the Shepherd 24-hour gate clock, one of the earliest electrically driven public clocks, installed here in 1852. The dial always shows Greenwich Mean Time. In the summer, Britain converts to Britain's summer time, which appears an hour ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. The clock then appears to slow 1 hour. So that's the benchmark, right? Giving you the measurements of sea level.
No, it's good. Like, you go near the tourist places, it's too busy.
Yo, this street is gorgeous.
They've got electrically open
Was it down there or something? Or here?
Yes,
This is near the car park here.
car park.
Left or right?
Alright, so we're downtown Greenwich. Very windy and rainy though. Very typical British day we got here. Finished the observatory. That was cool. Beginning of time itself, the Prime Meridian. 0 point. Sandford Fleming, he was the one that started all that, guys, because he missed his train in 1867. And that observatory was also started in 1567. So there's a lot of history going on there. All funded by the king and stuff. They studied magnetism. They studied the moving stars and the stationary stars to figure out latitudes and longitudes. So a lot of good stuff going on there. Contributed a lot to the history of astronomy, obviously. One of the oldest observatories in the world, 1567. So even the one in Edinburgh was 1800s. So we'll be going to check that one out later. But take a look to your right here. We got the Cutty Sark, which is a fabled ship from back in the day. Just look at the size of it and the old rigging and everything. Gorgeous ship. Look at all that old rigging. The masts. There's a mock-up guy up there. The tackles, the blocks, the shivs, everything is gorgeous. These ships would have sailed all over the world for the Empire. That's the hull over. The keel at the bottom there. You can see the keel. We got paid again, but I'm paid. I won't see it. Party. This is the Thames. It was once thought that no fish could live in here because of all the sewage. They could, but it's been cleaned now. It's been getting cleaner. So, but this is London, guys. This is the Thames. You always hear the Thames, downtown London. Well, this is it. This is the channel. It's the longest river in England. Over 200 miles, 236 miles long. Over 20 species of fish, too, live in this water. And there was a big problem with pollution, and it was thought that like nothing was going to survive, but they ended up doing a remediation and cleaning everything up, so it's better now. And it's a typical cloudy English day. Rain, wind, cloud, cold, probably about 10 degrees, so you Canadians there, not too bad, but definitely an adjustment for sure. Just in the village in Greenwich here, near the Prime Meridian, the Naval Maritime Museum, the Naval Academy. There's a boat here you can get to go take on the Thames, the Uber boat, the Uber ferry. So if you are going to come to Greenwich, you can get around on the ferry. The streets are very narrow. There's not much parking, and lots of roundabouts, and it's the wrong way, guys, for us. So it's all. So you're driving on the little. Yeah, it's confusing, but. Just a couple travel tips, but Greenwich Village.